You got on your knees. You closed your eyes. You poured out everything, your fear, your hope, your desperation, and then nothing. No sign, no peace, no answer, just silence. And somewhere in that silence, a thought crept in. Maybe God doesn't hear me. Maybe I'm too broken. Maybe I'm praying wrong. If that's ever been you, this video is for you. There is nothing lonelier than a prayer that feels unanswered. You watch others talk about how God moved in their lives, how He showed up, how He spoke clearly, how prayers were answered overnight. And you wonder, why not me? You haven't stopped believing. You haven't walked away. You're still here, still praying, still trying. But the silence is heavy, and the longer it goes on, the harder it becomes to keep going. Here's what I need you to understand before anything else. Silence from God is not rejection from God. Psalm 22:1-1. King David himself cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from my cries of anguish?" That is not a lukewarm believer. That is a man after God's own heart. And even he felt the wall. So if you felt it, you are in good company. So what is the wall? Not a physical barrier, not a punishment. The wall is the gap between where your prayer goes up and where you expect the answer to come down. And for most people, that gap exists for one of three reasons. Reason 1, you're praying, but you're not believing. James 1-6 says, "When you ask, you must believe and not doubt. Because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." Are you praying with your words, but doubting with your heart? Are you bringing your request to God and already writing the rejection letter in your mind? That is not faith. That's hoping God might do something while secretly believing He won't. Reason 2, you're praying, but you're not surrendered. Matthew 26:39. Even Jesus prayed, "Not my will, but yours be done." Some prayers don't break through, not because God is absent, but because you're asking God to bless your plan instead of asking Him to reveal His. The wall isn't Him keeping you out. It's you holding the wrong request too tightly. Reason 3, you've stopped expecting an answer. You've prayed so long without a response that you've quietly shifted from asking to just going through the motions. And when expectation dies, so does the posture of prayer. Here is the turn. The wall is not permanent. The silence is not the final word. Luke 18:1. Jesus told a parable specifically for people in this moment. He said we should always pray and not give up. Not pray until it gets hard. Not pray until the silence sets in. Always pray and do not give up. Because here is what faith actually looks like. It looks like showing up at that wall every single day, hands clasped, voice steady or broken, doesn't matter, and saying, "God, I still believe you are on the other side of this." That is not weakness. That is the strongest thing a human being can do. And something happens when you refuse to quit. Not always immediately. Not always the way you planned. But the wall starts to shift. Look at the walls that came down in Scripture. Jericho. They didn't break it with weapons. They walked. They trusted. They kept going. And on the 7th day, the walls fell flat. Joseph, 13 years in a pit and a prison, 13 years of silence that looked like abandonment. And then, In one moment, God moved, and everything that had been held back came rushing forward. Your silence may not be abandonment, it may be preparation. God may be building something on the other side of that wall that requires this season of waiting to exist. The prayer you've been praying may be on the verge of breaking through. Not because you said the right words, not because you prayed hard enough, but because you didn't stop. Jeremiah 33:3. Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. He is not ignoring you. He is answering you. Sometimes the answer is forming in the unseen, and the waiting is part of the breakthrough. So, what do you do today? First, pray differently. Don't just bring your request. Bring your heart. Tell God exactly how the silence is felt, the confusion, the hurt, the doubt. He already knows, but there is power in saying it out loud. Second, shift from demanding to trusting. Instead of, God, why won't you answer? Try, God, I trust that you are working even when I cannot see it. That is not giving up on your prayer. That is elevating it. Third, keep going. One more day, one more prayer, one more act of faith in the direction of the cross. Because the wall you're standing in front of may be about to fall. Prayer was never meant to be a one-sided monologue. It was meant to be a relationship with a God who sees you, hears you, and is moving on your behalf even when the evidence hasn't shown up yet. The silence is not the end of the story. It is the middle. And if David could write Psalm 22 in the darkness and still end with, "For he has not despised or scorned the suffering of the afflicted one. He has not hidden his face from him, but has listened to his cry for help," then you can trust that your cry is heard too. Don't stop praying. The wall is coming down. If this message strengthened your faith today, share it with someone who needs it. Comment below, "I won't stop praying," as a declaration over your life. And subscribe, because every week we bring messages that help you stand firm when faith gets hard. God is not done with your story. Keep going.